8th place finish for Luke Mosinski of Audubon. How are you feeling about that performance?
Glad to get on the podium. You never want to end the season with a loss, but no better place to be able to get on that podium.
For how long of a goal was it for you to be a state medalist?
Oh, every kid, once they start wrestling or come to state wrestling for the first time, they always want to be on that podium. Always want to be as good as they can. And so yeah, definitely. I couldn't tell you how many years, but of a long time.
2 of your losses here at state were to the number 1 guy in the rankings coming in. So, not that any matches are going to be easy once you get here, but you kind of went toe-to-toe with him your first time around. Kind of take us through that match and maybe what the difference was against the Northwood Kensett guy.
I was able to work that match. My shot defense was probably the best here that it's been all year. I was able to work, be able to keep him down for extended periods of time, but he ended up getting reversals and take shots on me that ended up deciding the match. And then when I saw him again, I hit a Kelly too soon, and I ended up down, and it was just kind of spiraled up from there.
Take me kind of through your career from freshman through junior year was your first crack at getting to state, and now senior year medaling. Kind of describe maybe how close you were to being a state caliber wrestler as an underclassman and what it took to get here.
As a freshman, I did struggle like most. I had to wrestle at 195 at 180 because I got beat out by a senior at 182. And so I wrestled up, struggled then, but sophomore year had a winning season. Just fell flat at sectionals with the 2 kids from sectionals making it on to state. And then my junior year, kind of a breakout year, was able to make it. Had a really good year. Was able to make it here, and just came one short of being on the podium. And then this year, just kind of finished the deal off with a podium berth. So.
What do you love the most about wrestling?
It's a lot of commitment, and like with other sports, it's just you. You're the one that's making the working your best and making the decisions if you win or lose. So kind of like the whole "it's on you" aspect. The pressure's on you, but it's also really rewarding when you are able to win.
Then, there have been times in your career there have only been maybe a handful of varsity wrestlers for Audubon, or 6-7 guys out is all. Does that make it even harder to kind of stay the course and stay committed?
Yeah, like I've said, it's a lot easier when you have state qualifiers that are it's around the same weight class. Like last year with 182, 195, and 220, it's a lot easier to have those guys right next to you and pushing you through to help reach that next level. And you can also feed off each other's energy from the matches. And not saying this year that people like Javen and Cooper didn't push me in the wrestling room, but I think it's easier to have great wrestlers when they're right next to each other.
You did wrestle a guy from Don Bosco who you were able to get a pin against. Were you thinking at all about the football matchup when you were taking him on?
Yeah, that's always in the back of your mind. Wrestling, you kind of had to clear before I went out, so I know where I had to what I had to do. But it's always good to get revenge on somebody that beat you previously that year, and even if he didn't play, it's very sweet to get that little slice of revenge.
Did you come into this year's state tournament with a different mentality at all from based on you've been here before, anything you learned in the past?
Yeah, last year it was a lot of shock and awe, and basically, I actually had influenza the week before. I got it Sunday right after district, so I thought I was physically drained, and I definitely thought I was healthier and more fit and conditioned for this time around, which was able to help me get on the podium.
You've been through, I guess, kind of a few different coaches, co-coaches, different staffs throughout your career. Who are some of the guys that have really helped you all the way through high school?
Chris and Bobo, Sean Bowman, and Chris Overmeyer. Those are probably the 2 coaches that have been the most consistent. Chris from when I was little, and Bobo has been there all 4 years. When TC came in, he was there through football and was there all all year last year. Even though he was an assistant, he was there almost every practice helping out. So probably those two would be the main three coaches and the main three influencers, along with like Dylan Obermeyer and them I've wrestled with for 2-3 years.
Does everybody get to call him Bobo, or have you just earned the right?
It's kind of just a thing that we do. We do just call him that, and I actually have to remind myself not to call him that, like in interviews and stuff like that. It's just kind of a nickname that's been passed down, and it's always been a thing.
Besides this experience here at State, is there maybe one signature win or something else from your senior year that you'll really look back on fondly in wrestling?
Probably even though it was at State, probably the most fond memory is beating that Don Bosco kid, knowing that I am going to be able to be on that podium and be where very few wrestlers get to be at the end of their senior year.
State runner-up in football, on the podium in wrestling. Pretty good senior season.
Very good senior season so far, yes.
All right, congrats. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.